Hello, everybody. My name is James D. Lee, and I'm a Warner Brothers Discovery investor and horror author. A little bit more about me so I can explain it. My family is the Lee family of Virginia. I actually live in Texas, but my family is one of the families that founded this country. I have two relatives that signed the Declaration of Independence. Their names are Richard Henry Lee and Francis Lightfoot Lee. You can find them in the middle column of the Declaration of Independence. They also helped with the Constitution. So, I have sat back and I have thought about how Trump won and how Harris lost. And this is my viewpoint, and I'm going to explain them both to you. So, number one, let's look at Trump. How did Trump win? Well, he did exactly what he needed to do. Number one, he looked at the economy and he looked at the real numbers, not the ones that you've been listening to from the government, not the ones that you've been listening to that they say, well, oh, it's only 4, it's up 4, it's only 4% inflation for this year. That's not true. You see, what happened was the administration removed everyday goods like your groceries, gas, and electrical units. So those three factors were taken out. Well, if those three factors were put in, we would have an inflation around 18%. Okay, I mean that's just the truth. Okay, that's where everybody lied to you about. The inflation was just killing us. We see it in our groceries, we see it in our gas, we see it in everything. Okay, we all know that. So Trump ate that up. He went for that. He kept pushing it at home that he was going to fix that. While Harris, I'll get to her campaign a little bit, but basically they were in denial. Now the other thing he did was immigration, and I learned this firsthand. So just so you understand, at one point during the Obama administration with Biden, I was engaged to a beautiful Chinese girl. She was denied entry into the United States. They blocked her. She cannot come into this country for any reason. Okay, I'm not going to get into legal reasons. I'm not going to get into technical terms, but she was blocked. Okay, all these people that you've heard in Congress and all these people in the United States that were crying and moaning and bitching about the illegal immigrations and stuff, about how everybody's racist and everybody's like that. No, none of those people would give me the time of day. None of those representatives would give me the time of day. Okay, so that's how people with legal immigration and all the hell they go through to get here. I mean, they go through hell, if you don't know, to get here legally. Said, no, this isn't fair. We're not voting for this. And that's why you saw the massive Hispanic vote for Trump. He knew exactly what to say and what to do. He still needs to, he's going to have to deliver on all this, but this is the reason why. Hispanics are very conservative. And I've got some Hispanic friends, close friends. They're very conservative. When it comes to immigration, their parents did it the right way. They did it hard. They came through. They got their, and now they're American citizens. But they were pissed off by what the Biden administration did with the illegal immigrants. And yes, I will say illegal immigrants because they didn't follow the law. Anytime you don't follow the law, that's illegal. Okay, that's the definition. Everything that Trump did, and he promised, got everybody going. Everybody, the middle class. Yes, the middle class that Democrats say they belong to, which they don't. He got the middle class. He got the lower class. He got everybody. And when you have people come out and say that uneducated people, that means what they're saying is anybody who didn't go to college is an idiot. The View said it, CNN said it, MSNBC said it, they all said it. Well, they just pushed everybody to Trump. And the more and more people got fed up with what was going on, the more and more people voted for him. And then you had RFK Jr., who was, in my viewpoint, the best candidate for president out of everybody, who I would have voted for, but he went to Trump. That just nailed the coffin. The minute he went to Trump, it was over. There was no way you're going to beat that. And then you have Musk and everybody else jump on board. There's no way you can beat that. Not only that, but Trump hammered the interviews. He kept going to every interview he got. Joe Rogan, you name it. He went to every podcast. He went to everything. He even sat down with The Undertaker, the wrestler, on his podcast. What did Harris do? She went and hid. She continually hid. She continually refused to do interviews. That's what hurt her on that part. But Trump did everything right because he played everything that he had to, especially these convictions, this witch hunt, this political attacks. He used that. He was saying, look at me, I am a scapegoat. They're trying to arrest me because they fear me. They're trying to silence me because I am their political adversary, and they're trying to shut me up. That doesn't play good in a democracy. And just for a record, the United States is not a democracy. It's never been a democracy. It is a republic that uses representative democracy to run the country. It is not a true democracy country. And anybody that tells you that we're a democracy has never read the laws and how this country is built, especially in the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. Okay? So that's to clarify that. Now, that's how Trump won, and he did brilliantly. J.D. Vance was on key, was on par. He had a great running mate. And then you have Elon Musk, RFK Jr., Joe Rogan, Dana White, all these people getting on board too that could speak and talk. It was a complete and utter team effort to get him elected, and they did a great job. Hats off to Trump. Hats off to his team. Now, as for Kamala Harris's group, this was the ultimate disaster of a campaign. I'm going to go through everything that I saw. First off, the DNC made the biggest mistake I've ever seen in what they did. They did a campaign with a representative, which is President Biden. You can go back and look at my old videos. I called that out. When President Biden did the interviews with special counsel, and the special counsel said that he was not mentally fit to be charged. At that point, the Democrats and Republicans should have got together and taken him out of the office because he is not fit at all to be president. Dementia is running him wild. At that point, they could have put her in as the 47th president. She'd have had at least a full year to put her plans into action to face off against whoever it was going to be, which is Trump, and show that what she had planned worked. If it hadn't worked, okay, but at least she would have been in the office of president. If you really wanted Kamala Harris as president, they'd have done this. They didn't do it because Joe Biden was rubber stamping everything they needed to do. This is Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer all the way. And then that debate happened and all hell broke loose. So then they threw her in. What did she do? First 48 days, she didn't do nothing. She went and hid. Bad idea. You got 100 days. You got to get out there and talk to everybody and everything. She didn't do it. Then when she did do it, the media, CBS, CNN, everybody, ABC, all of them, they all kissed her butt. They gave her weak, and I mean pathetic questions and everything like that. And it just completely, she wouldn't give any facts of what she was going to do. She used what's called word salad, and it just completely was terrible. And then the fake accents all over the place. That just pissed people off. Everything she did backfired. Everything she did backfired. And in the end, everything crumbled. You had a candidate who didn't win a primary. You had disenfranchised Democrats. You had independents that were like going, this is bullshit. And then you had everybody else that was jumping on Trump's bandwagon. It was 100% losing strategy. And I will say this, the minute RFK Jr. joined Trump, it was over. It was done. She had no chance of winning. I'm surprised she got this many votes as she got. Okay? This was a terrible campaign. This was ridiculous. And anybody said she ran the perfect campaign, what the hell do you know? She didn't do anything. She didn't answer any questions. She went and hid. You cannot do that in a campaign. You got to be a people person. You got to have a plan. You got to have execution, and you've got to tell people what they want to hear, and you got to have representations of saying, we are going to do this for the American people. And she did not do that. And then, of course, you have everybody lying about Trump when it came to abortion. He never said he was getting rid of abortion. In fact, he was on par saying he wasn't going to do it. But you didn't do it. You just kept trying to hammer that on, which did not work. Same thing with, I'm going to cut taxes here, here, and here. How can you cut something that you guys raised when you took office? What she was saying and what her administration, part of Biden's administration, did screwed the American people. And whether she wants to admit it or not, the Afghan pullout did hurt them badly, especially in the front eyes of the vets. When that happened, that was a clusterfuck equal to Vietnam. And it backfired just like it did in Vietnam. And that's how people get elected and people get put out of office. Joe Biden, if you've been watching him, he's smiling and happy because Kamala Harris laughed and he got his revenge. And then all of a sudden, he's buddy-buddy with Trump. Why? He didn't want Kamala to run president anyway. He wanted to do it. You see, this is the problem with the Democratic Party. They're so snug. They're so arrogant that they have lost focus on what they were. My grandfather was a lifelong Democrat, and he wouldn't be in this party today, that party today. The Democrats have shunned everything, all the middle class, everything. They've shunned the Hispanics, they've shunned the blacks, men, and everything like that for this fringe garbage, and it backfired gratefully. Generation X, which is I'm part of, finally put our foot down. And we finally said we've had enough of this shit by you and by the millennials. We're going to take back America. And that's exactly what we did. Gen X woke up, just like the baby boomers. When you wake up a sleeping giant, you get a sleeping giant. And Gen X proved we are a sleeping giant, and you better take us seriously. You cannot run a campaign with just negative ads and word salad and, oh, I know how you feel because my parents were this. That doesn't work. You have got to have a plan of action. You have got to come out and say what you're going to do. And that's what Harris didn't do. And it cost her everything. The Democratic Party played snobbish stupidity like rich people usually do, and it backfired on them. And guess what? Trump's president now because of the failure of the Democratic Party. You got to learn, you got to fix things, and you got to turn things around, or you're going to continue learning. Because what I'm seeing right now, the Democratic Party have no one for president. Gavin Newsom is a complete disaster in California. Blagojevich, everybody hates him. So who do you got left? Harris? No. She's not going to return from this. Democratic Party, you got a lot of soul searching to do. Republican Party, do not let people down. The last time you got Congress, you fucked it up. Now you've got Congress. Don't fuck it up this time. My name is James D. Lee. I'm a horror author. I'm a WBD investor, and I'm a member of one of the founding fathers families of this country. And I thank you for your time. Have a good one. Bye.